Hello there and welcome. How's it going? This is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Welcome to the Ask and Be Inspired affiliate marketing live stream, designed to help you get unstuck, produce results, and achieve time freedom even if you're brand new. Have you been very frustrated in your business that nobody is buying from you? You're following the right strategies, so you believe. You are doing whatever you can to take action. And even after everything is said and done, you just can't get people to buy from you. Are you feeling that way right now? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm feeling that way. And if you are feeling that way, I have a real treat for you. I'm going to reveal to you the 8 reasons why people don't buy from you. Now, I don't take all the credit from this. This is something that I learned from Myron Golden. But the 8 reasons I'm going to be sharing with you, I'm going to talk about it within the context of business. In particular, what this live stream is for affiliate marketing. So let's dive right in. Oh, and by the way, you may want to get out a pen and a piece of paper, write this down, because this is going to be essential to your marketing. You got a pen, piece of paper? Awesome. So let's dive into the first reason. The first reason why people don't buy from you is they don't believe you. What does that mean? Are you marketing products or services that you don't entirely believe in, but you're only marketing them for the sake of putting money in your pocket? Have you found yourself in that kind of position before? Are you currently marketing, or have you marketed products or services that you didn't entirely believe in? If you are doing it now, or if you've done it before, comment the words down below, I have. And because you've been marketing products and services that you don't believe in, when you're going out there marketing them, promoting them, people can pick up the vibe that you don't believe in what you're selling. Now, part of it also has to do with the confidence level, but also another part of it could be that you don't entirely believe in what you're selling. So I'll give you an example. There are a lot of affiliate marketing opportunities out there. I'm not going to name any one in particular that, for lack of better way to put it, that are complete crap. They don't offer the value. They don't offer the tools and the education that people need to start building their business and make their first $1,000 month consistently. And they feel like it's just a waste of money. So when you're selecting an affiliate marketing program, or whatever you choose to sell as your product or service, you got to believe in what you're selling. It's not enough to just look at how much you're going to get from marketing this program and then just go off that, knowing that the value is not there in the product or service you're selling. And not only if there is the value in the product or service you're selling, but you also got to be confident in marketing that product or service to your target audience. Because if you're not confident in marketing that product or service, they're not going to believe you because you don't believe in yourself. Now, I will admit, I had this problem in the very beginning. I believed in what I sold, what I was selling at that time, but I was lacking confidence big time. Who's going to want to listen to a guy in his 20s talk about marketing, talk about business, when there's somebody out there older than me that talks about the same thing and they will buy from them? That was my mindset then. And that's why I got my confidence was diminished. And for a while, I wasn't staying consistent in building my business when I should have. I didn't believe in myself. And of course, there were other mindset challenges I was dealing with too. But because of all these things that were happening in my life, I was letting that affect my business. I was letting that directly affect me. So when I went out there and marketed my business, I noticed there weren't that much results happening because I didn't entirely believe in myself. So if you want people to believe you, first, you got to believe in yourself, and especially you got to believe in whatever product or service you're selling. So that's number one. Now, number two is they don't understand. They don't understand. What does this mean? When we talk, we use language that we think people know, that everybody knows. But a lot of times, words can have different meanings for people. In business, we use terms like salesy, and we automatically assume that people know what that word means. Or we use industry jargon, according to what Myron Golden shared. We use industry jargon like mental health or trauma, and when we insert it into our marketing, we think that when we go out there and communicate that to other people, we think they know what we're talking about. But you got to remember that when you're talking to other people, when you're communicating, putting your message out there to other people, people will read or watch your video, hear what you're saying, but they're going to be seeing it from their filters, from what they know. And if you say a word like, say, trauma, they might think back to that time when they got abused by their father. Or it could be that when you say trauma, they could be referring back to that time when they were out there fighting a war in the military, and there were bombs dropping over the place, and they're having a hard time overcoming that because they have PTSD. You can't assume that whatever you're saying, especially if you're not communicating clearly, you can't assume that everybody knows what you're talking about. Because a lot of the times, they're not going to know what you're talking about unless you make it clear. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you're in a shoe shop, right? And the customer walks in. What is the typical thing that people will say that works in the shoe store? Oh, how can I help you today? What can I help you find? That's not a really good question to ask because it's too generic, and chances are the customer that walks into that shoe shop, they don't even know what to think. So the better way to approach this is the following. Instead of asking, what can I help you find today? You can say something like, I have a pair of shoes that will make your feet look like those celebrities off of People magazine. What shoe's going to help you find today? Now that right there is a much better quality question to ask. So let's talk about it within the context of affiliate marketing. Instead of just going out there and saying, this company is so great, join me now. The better way to approach this is I have a business opportunity that will give you more time freedom than you could possibly imagine. It can help you achieve that success within a short amount of time, and you don't have to spend a ton of years figuring out how to make this business work. Let me help you get started today. You see the difference between the two messages? So, words are important and essential when it comes to business, when it comes to affiliate marketing, especially. You got to keep in mind that people nowadays have the attention span of a goldfish. And their vocabulary, their reading level is not that much higher compared to that of a third grader. I'm just going to be upfront about that right now. So you need to make sure that when you're communicating your messages through your content, whether that be through social media, emails, videos, you got to use words in a way that people will understand what you're talking about. Otherwise, if you don't know what you're talking about, if you use words that you assume people know them when they actually don't, you're going to be confusing them. And as Myron Golden put it, a confused mind doesn't buy. Remember that. So that's number 2. Is this giving you value so far? Let me know in the comments down below this video, giving value. Okay. So the third reason why people don't buy from you is they smell what is called commission breath. Okay. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. All right, how we're doing over here? All is still good. Fantastic. Okay. So the third reason people don't buy from you is they smell commission breath. How many times have you seen people message you in your inbox and they just start spitballing you whatever they're selling without even having a conversation first, without even getting to build a connection with you first and figuring out if there's a need on you, if you need what they have or not. And instead, what they do is they start spitballing their scripts. And it's not natural. How many times have you gotten so annoyed to the point where you just get pissed off and then you add those people straight to the block list? If you've done that, because I've done that too, I want you to comment down below, I've done that. And it's not it's very annoying when people do that, isn't it? So if you don't like it when people do that to you, why are you going on your social media profiles? Why are you writing your emails and doing the same exact things? Why are you going on video and then pushing it to people that I have the best opportunity out there that's making XYZ income and I want you to join right now? That's the message that I see a lot of people have. And so that's why if you don't like people doing that to you, why are you following that approach, thinking that that's going to get you a result? Now, I talked about this in my last live stream episode. I'll go ahead and mention it here. You got to stop looking at people like they're the solution to your problem when it should be the other way around. That you are the solution to their problem. There's a huge difference. And hey, if you talk to people out there and then you find out that they're struggling with something, and then you offer them your business opportunity that you're a part of, and if they tell you no, or whatever answer they tell you, if it falls along the lines of, I'm not interested, or I don't want to do it right now, don't get emotionally attached to it. Now, I've been guilty of this, so I understand how you feel. Because it's such a crappy feeling to have, because it feels like when people turn you down, it just feels like the whole world comes crashing down, and then a huge weight is over your shoulders to where you feel like you can't carry on with your marketing journey. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe they told me no. I'm so frustrated. Maybe this business I'm doing is not working for me. You gotta stop caring about that. It's not you they're rejecting, it's your offer. And it doesn't necessarily mean your offer is bad, but it's just that they just don't have an interest in it. You get what I'm saying? I want you to type in the comments below, I understand. You see, a lot of times you gotta realize a lot of people are not going to be interested in what you sell. And in knowing that, you gotta not be desperate. You gotta not come across as needy, that you need to make the money now. See, problem why the problem why people never succeed in this industry, why they never quit their jobs, is because they're always focused on the money. You got to change that mindset. You got to focus on giving value-based content that's targeted to your niche, and you got to become the hunted instead of the hunter. Think about that one for a change. And now for number 4, why people don't buy from you is they don't see the need. Okay, let's move it over here. So number 4 is the reason why people don't buy from you is they don't see the need. How many times have you seen people go out there, market whatever they're selling, thinking that this is the thing, this is the opportunity that everybody needs, that everybody can do? But I got a reality check for you. Not everybody is your target audience. Not everybody wants what you're selling. You gotta change that mindset. Not everybody's your target audience. You gotta stop marketing to everyone, because not everybody is for you. And hey, that's okay. But this is why you need to be targeted in your marketing efforts. All the content that you're putting out there, it needs to be targeted. You can't just go out there, market your whatever product or service you're selling, thinking that this is for everyone. It is not for everyone. Okay? So they don't see the need. And then another thing, another reason why people don't buy from you is they don't believe it's worth the money. They don't believe it's worth the money. How many times have you either you've done this in store or online? How many times have you looked at a certain product and then you compare prices from different brands and you notice that for different brands, depending on what it is, their prices are different? Now, I'll give you an example. Apparently, handbags are a thing for ladies. From what I understand as a guy. There's handbags that you can pick up at, say, a Ross Dress for Less store. And then there's the store that Michael Kors handbags were in the Michael Kors store. They sell those for $800. Now, why would a woman buy a Michael Kors handbag for $800 versus that same woman going to Ross Dress for Less store and pay about maybe 40 or 50 bucks for a handbag? Because Michael Kors gives the perceived value to the ladies that are in need of a handbag. Oh, look at the materials that they use for this handbag. Look at the logo. Look at the Michael Kors logo. The name brand, the perceived value that they gave from the name brand is what sells those handbags. So, of course, if you're a woman and you want the best handbag possible, well, it doesn't matter if Michael Kors is selling a handbag for $800. If you feel it's more valuable than just getting a $50 handbag at Ross Dress for Less, you're going to go for it. Well, it's the same thing with affiliate marketing. The reason why a lot of people they don't buy from you is because they don't believe it's worth the money. They feel like, oh, this is just another junk program. I feel like I'm not going to get anything out of it. And it's just not going to be worth an investment of my time. So that's why if you want people to buy from you, you got to make sure that whatever product or service you're selling, you got to work on giving the perceived value. A lot of times, people think that they need to lower the price. Now, this is what I thought when I was starting to market my own copywriting services, that I needed to keep the price really low. But I realized that I needed to add more perceived value to my copywriting services. So you need to do the same thing for your affiliate marketing business. You got to increase the perceived value of what your business opportunity is going to give them. You got to give them the perceived value that they are going to get their money's worth when they invest with you. Now, mind you, this is a piece of advice I learned from my coaches and mentors, Asa and Richard Guzman. People don't join opportunities, they joining you. What do you have to offer? What is it about you that makes you stand out from all the thousands of others affiliates promoting the same company offer that you are? Which leads into reason number 6. They haven't counted the cost. By the way, I hope you're taking good notes, because what I'm sharing with you, according to what I learned from Myron Golden, this is gold right here. So they haven't counted the cost. What is this reason talking about? Have you ever had those conversations when you're talking to other people about your business? Have they ever asked you the following question? How much is this going to cost me? Now, if you've ever been in that situation, type in yes in the comments down below. So if you've been in this situation or you know somebody that has, you're likely aware that a lot of the times, 100% of the time, people assume they know what you're talking about. So immediately, what's the first thing that comes to mind? The first thing that comes to mind is they tell you the price. But this is a big mistake that a lot of people have made. And some of the times I've made this mistake myself, so don't feel entirely bad about it. You tell them the price of whatever product or service you're selling, and you think that's going to be a done deal. Not necessarily. The way I learned it from Myron Golden is you got to frame it like this. When somebody asks you, how much is this going to cost me? You don't just give them the price up front. What you do instead is the following. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. Are you asking me how much it's going to cost you if you say yes? Or are you asking how much it's going to cost you if you say no? See a difference in the quality of the questions? It's all in about how the quality of the questions that you ask. So the better quality questions that you ask, the better quality answers that you get, according to what I learned from Tony Robbins. So you gotta be sure to understand this concept, because this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand when they're building their business. And you could be making these mistakes right now and not know about it. So if they were to come back and tell you, well, I want to know how much it's going to cost me if I say yes. And if I were the one being talked to, I would say, fantastic. But first, I'm going to tell you what it's going to cost if you say no. So I would just say what it's going to cost them if they say no, whether they say, I'm asking how much it's going to cost me if I say yes, or the other option. So they haven't counted the cost, and you got to make sure that when you're mentioning what it's going to cost me if you say no, you got to create scarcity around it. You got to paint the picture for them. What is life going to look like if they say no? See, another reason why people don't buy from you is you're not painting that picture in their head. And if they're not really understanding what it is that you're selling, and they're not getting the entire picture of what it's going to cost them if both ways they say yes and no, then you're going to leave them feeling confused. And a confused mind, as I mentioned earlier ago, according to Myron Golden, a confused mind never buys. So you got to create the scarcity, and you also got to paint the picture of the pain of not joining or having your product or service. What is it going to cost them? It may not necessarily cost them financially, but it's going to cost them something. It's going to cost them something that they can only gain if they say yes. If you can figure out the answer to that question and paint that picture in their head for them, you're more ahead of the competition than what most people are doing. So they haven't counted the cost. And now, reason number 7 why most people don't buy from you is you reveal the price before the value. Now let's move it over here. You reveal the price before the value. How many times have you heard so many top earners in the affiliate marketing industry tell you that you need to be creating value-based content? You don't hear them say, create content that tells them how much does it cost to get started. You don't hear any of the top earners say that. You always hear them say, create value-based content in your emails, in your social media posts, in your videos, the whole shebang, the whole enchilada. You need to provide value. Now, what does that mean? Providing value. Well, you got to look at it like this. Think of it like those commercials that you see on the TV, for instance. Let's talk about toothpaste. Now, with toothpaste, in a commercial, what do you see the commercial start off like? Oh, I've got a smelly breath, or I got cavities, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what toothpaste I should use. I'm looking for options, but I'm not sure. So they show somebody being confused or going through a challenge or having a problem. And then soon right after, within that 30-second commercial, they show introducing I don't know what the toothpaste brands are nowadays, but I know Colgate's one of them, but I know they have like so many different types of toothpaste, but we're just going to go with Colgate toothpaste. Introducing Colgate toothpaste advanced protection that freshens up your breath, prevents cavities, and leaves you smelling great, and leaves your breath smelling great for a straight 24 hours. Now they introduce the problem, and they also introduce the solution right after. And then they show the pleasure of that individual in the commercial feeling all the benefits. Oh my gosh, my mouth feels so much better. My teeth feel brighter, cleaner, less cavities. Oh, I'm so happy. This was so worth the investment. You never see commercials like telling you from the start of it, this is going to cost you $24.95. This is going to cost you $6.95 or $3.95. You don't see commercials that start off with the price. Now, some do, but a lot of them don't. Usually what they do is they illustrate the problem. They show the pain of going through that problem. Then they follow it up with the solution to that problem. You see what I'm saying? So you got to move them away from pain into pleasure, as I learned from one of my coaches and mentors, Rich Guzman. So before you reveal the price, you got to show the value. You got to paint that promised land for your potential leads, for your audience. Because when you do this right, they're going to say, hey, this actually sounds amazing. Hey, I want to join. Oh, where can I put my email? I want to check it out. So you don't want to reveal the price before the value. Always reveal the price first. I'm not, I goofed up there. You want to reveal the value before the price. Type it in the comments down below this video. Reveal value before price. Okay. And reason number 8 why people don't buy from you. They don't participate. They don't participate. What? I'm not sure what that means. If you're feeling confused about that reason, let me explain. You're not encouraging your audience to engage with your content, especially when you're hosting your live streams, when you're hosting your webinars. You're not encouraging engagement from them. What I learned from Marvin Golden is a lot of times when it comes to people doing sales webinars, they make it sound like a monologue, and it sounds completely boring, making whoever's watching that webinar not want to buy from you because you're not leading and pacing the conversation to where they feel engaged. They feel like they're included in the conversation. So how do you do this? You ask a lot of questions and you wait for the answers. So if you've seen me do this like throughout this live stream video today. You've seen me, oh, let me know in the comments down below, or have you ever gone through this? I'm asking you lots of questions so that you'll feel engaged. If I was just talking like a boring teacher that you remember from all the way back in high school, chances are you're going to be hopping off this video and leaving with the impression that, oh my gosh, this guy's so boring. I don't feel like I want to listen to him anymore. That's why you got to take on the approach differently and get people engaged. And hey, if you're doing this on social media and you're asking people to engage with you, well, guess what? I'll give you a hack. You want people to engage with you, you got to engage with them. If you get one comment on one of your social media posts, engage within the next 24 hours. Or in fact, I encourage you that when you get that notification, you encourage back with them as soon as possible. Now, that's not always possible to do every time, but you want to respond within that 24-hour window. That way, you'll build up engagement. People will feel like they're included, that they feel like they can talk to you. And before you know it, they're going to get to know you. They get to like you. And most importantly, they get to trust you. What's the secret to people pulling out their wallets, handing you their money? You got to build that know, like, and trust relationship with them. Get them engaged. Make them feel like you care. Because a lot of people, they're looking to rack up the numbers, but they're not showing the engagement. They're not showing the appreciation. They're not taking the time to tend to the guests that come onto their profile, that come onto their videos, that come onto that open their emails. They're not tending to that. And that's why they sit and wonder, oh, why is it that I'm not getting much engagement? Why is it that, oh my gosh, how come my numbers are not that great? Because you're not engaging enough. You don't get them to engage with you, which is why they feel like they shouldn't buy from you, because you're not getting them engaged enough. Lead and pace the conversation. Ask a lot of questions, especially if you're doing a video like what I'm doing, and wait for the answers. Has this been a hell of a breakthrough? Has this been a hell of a ton of value here? I want you to let me know in the comments, the words below, a ton of value. And I'm going to go ahead and hop off over here. And now's the time to dive into the questions segment. So in case you have any questions for me, now's the time to ask them. I didn't see any questions that came in prior to this live stream episode, but if you got any questions, now's the time to ask. I'm going to go ahead and get a drink of water, and we will continue. Okay, questions time. So let me go see if there are questions in the comments below. Okay, I don't see any questions that came in. In spite of that, if you got any questions for me that come up, leave it in the comments down below this video, and I'll go ahead and address it in the next live stream episode. I trust you got a ton of value out of this video, and if you did, this is what I would like you to do. How would you love to gift yourself more incredible life experiences than what you currently have? If you've been looking to do that, but haven't been successful due to crappy marketing programs, let me help you end those struggles. In fact, this is what I would like you to do right now. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do starting right now. So tune in for the next minute to get the complete details. That way you'll know what to do. Okay, hold on just a moment. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on over here. Let me just check my internet connection. Okay, let's do it again. Strange. Okay, well, anyways, screen share is having a technical difficulty right now, but I will just tell you what you need to do starting right now. So down below this video, you're going to find a link to my exclusive free Facebook group called the Email Marketing Warriors. I want you to join that group by clicking on that link below this video. So join. You have to make sure that you have a Facebook profile. And if you don't, create one. And you want to make sure that you join my exclusive Facebook group. Make sure that once you join and answer the questions, and after I accept you into the group, take advantage of the free resources I have under the file section. And once you've downloaded that and start going through them, well, before you start going through them, make sure you download them and read it at your own time. But what you want to do also is under the discussion tab in that group, be sure to tune in for the announcement that I'm going to be making about a very special that I've got going on for this month only. And tune in for those details. If you've been struggling to get your business going, you don't know what you're doing, you're on a limited budget, but really want to build a business, and you'll want to tune into that if you fall under those three categories. I may have posted it already, but in case you haven't seen me post it, it will likely go up the next day after I post this live stream video for today. So don't forget to join my exclusive free Facebook group, the Email Marketing Warriors. Get your free resources in that group. Make sure don't share those files to anyone outside of that group. If you do just that, you and me will exactly be A-okay. And then under the discussion tab, tune in for that the announcement that I'll be having going on for September only. So with that said, this is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Thank you for joining me in on this live stream episode. Have an amazing day, wherever you may be, whatever time zone that you're watching this from. And I'll see you on the next one very soon. Until then, take care and all the absolute best.